Hello, guys. Good evening. Happy witching hour. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I am going to be here for just a few minutes because those of you that um, have been interested in joining the circle, and I know that there are quite a few people that plan on joining in the future. But I wanted to speak to y'all about how important it is to try not to wait until the last minute. I have like a few people that are just, they just every Sabbath they join at the last minute, and that's fine. But here's the thing about the Sabbats. Here's the thing about the equinoxes. By the time the actual date comes, all of the work and all of the seeds that you have planted is where you're going to be at that time. Okay. So, for example, especially with the spring equinox, right now we are all sowing and watering our seeds. Right now, that's what we're doing. And we are getting ready to go through a new moon. I believe it's going to be on the 11th. And the spring equinox is the 21st, 22nd. I believe that will be in a half moon at that time. Um, okay, sorry about that. I don't know why my son all of a sudden just got loud as hell. Like it seemed like as soon as I go live, the kid just gets amplified. He just gets amped up for some reason. Um, I do practice eclectic witchcraft. And I know that there are a lot of different spiritual systems out there. The reason why I love being a witch is because I believe that witches make it happen. Okay. I believe that witches, especially if you're practicing sorcery, and so, right, here's the reason why you should join. My circle is protected. My circle is happy. My circle is manifesting. And the reason why is because there is an invincibility cloaking or invincibility protection shield that my spirit guides have created this year, and especially for this year, because right now what we're seeing a lot of is other energies or entities that may be dealing with systems that either need to be updated, or these systems probably never worked and they're not going to necessarily work for the people practicing those systems. And so one of the main reasons is to protect your energy. It's an energetic protection to where, because there's a lot of people that have this fear of their gifts being taken, somebody pulling or stealing their energy. And just to answer the question, yes, people can steal your energy. What they do with it depends on them. Some people can be a little bit more crafty. I personally don't see why a witch would have to steal from anybody, because the power that she has comes from within and she knows how to harness. I am a pagan witch, not a satanic witch or anything like that. So I work with nature a lot. Um, so what is happening right now and what I'm seeing a lot of is people being at war. people being at war every single day, all day. And a lot of times when you are at war all the time like that, it could be something that's going to take you a few years to work out. I know that for me, and I was actually going to come on here and talk about this separately. I'll probably come right back and talk about this, about the generational contract removal and reversals. It could take you 3 to 5 years to completely remove a generational hex to remove. For some people, it depends on how deep it goes, how deep the rabbit hole goes, which for some people it goes very deep. Believe it or not, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So the darker and the more sinister, believe it or not, that is the more gifted that you are with as far as like what you're dealing with. But what is happening is the war and the chaos is simply coming from people having different belief systems. All these belief systems trying to integrate and work together. And what I've been noticing is people that have different religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, instead of them living within their beliefs, they are codependently going out and attacking others for having a difference in beliefs. Y'all, I think I'm gonna have to light up one of these incense because all of a sudden, as soon as I went live, Jacob started. Goodness gracious! Hold on, y'all. Let me do some clearing real quick because I don't know what that was. So basically, just to put it in Eclipse Notes layman's terms, people are still very afraid. It is only a person that is fearful and not powerful within the spirit that needs to force their beliefs on others. I'm gonna give you guys an example. I watch so many different people, especially witches, on YouTube. Some of them you would not believe that I watch. And I hear them say certain things. Okay, when you hear somebody that says something that is not to your understanding, or either you disagree, why do you have to get upset? Is it because you really don't believe in what you're doing? So, for example, I was at a witch's channel, not going to speak any names, but I was at a witch's channel and they were saying Earth is dead, Earth is dead. And it was around the winter time when that person said it, but Earth is definitely not dead. Okay. Now in the wintertime, a lot of her fruit, like the leaves and flowers and other stuff, it starts to die off. But Earth, it's all about the rebirth and the resurrection. So this is what the spring equinox is about, actually. Okay. So, but it's not that Earth would be dead or to stay in that the Earth resurrects herself in the spring. Okay. And so, Christians and other religions, they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus at Easter, okay, which would be sort of their spring equinox. Um, Getting in the circle will protect you and cover you, okay? So that now this is not meant to replace other spiritual work, but especially if you are a current client, I always require for y'all to get in the Sabbats. This is a time where we make offerings to the spirits. We do rituals. We do a lot of esbits in between there. And even though we're online, this would be, this conversation that I'm having with you would be considered to be an esbit, so to speak. But an esbit is actually what you do in between, or like meetings or even rituals that you do in between the Sabbats, and that's my interpretation of it. Even though an Espit is considered to be a meeting of a coven or witches, um, kind of outside of the equinox or the Sabbat. Okay. Um, how do I put this without irritating anybody? The energies that a lot of people are dealing with, the adversity, the energy that works against you. This energy is not good for manifestation. Okay, it might be good to get attention on YouTube, but it's not good for actual magical manifestation. Okay, and I'm talking about magic. I'm talking about witchcraft. I'm not talking about pulling rabbits out of hats, but it's almost the same concept. Okay, and see, it is not trickery. It is not a lie. I have been going strong for almost 7 years now. So I know what I'm talking about. And so that particular energy that some people are in, it may not necessarily serve you. It may not be a time for that. You may be at a time where you have to stay focused, especially if you have been taken off of your path and you feel like now you may be going through a negative path that doesn't have a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Or you may have to create it, that light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. So let me turn on some background music because it seems like, you know what, y'all, I have 2 girls and 2 boys. I'm a mother. And I just noticed certain weird and strange things about them. Being a mother is very strange, but it's also an adventure, let me tell you. Because that little boy, he just going on and on and on. Goodness gracious. Okay, let me put on a frequency so I can kind of drown him out a little bit because he's down there just making goofy noises. He's up late playing something, playing some game on his tablet. Okay. No, I do not rush my children to bed at 8 p.m. every night. I'm not that kind of parent. I'm a cool hippie mom. But I ain't that cool. But he's okay. He's just I don't know why he all of a sudden his voice just started amplifying. Maybe because I don't know. I was watching a movie before, so maybe it's because I just couldn't hear him. So during the spring equinox, this is when you should be expanding and growing and taking leaps forward. I don't know if y'all remember, I think it may have been 3 years ago, I did a leap forward group ritual. And so those energies are not necessarily conducive with manifestation, especially if you're thinking in terms of, there's a God that's coming back and they're going to wipe all this out and things like that. And that's not going to happen. Okay. And see, I used to call myself a prophet, but I'm more of a spiritual inspiration. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how it happens. It's way more metaphorical, but see, and this is the reason why I was talking about that storm over in Texas and how I believe that it was a act of God. Okay, so a lot of times nature will do things like that can make things harder for us, but to come in and just wipe out existence, that's just not going to happen. It's not. Okay. So a lot of people every year, they've got churches that are saying, oh, the end of the world is coming, and they probably said Jesus gonna come back, and Jesus is gonna come back, this Easter, and probably take some folks with him, and those people are gonna be willing to go with him. And until then, in my humble opinion, where we're at is paradise. We only make it negative because of fear. So I have somewhat very, very different beliefs, and going forward, you don't want to call it a Bible, just that inner compass. Okay, just an inner compass. I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily write down my spells because I do work for other people. So a lot of times I customize the work a lot. You want to be shielded from all of that. A lot of the folks that are manifesting with that negativity, by the summer, they're going to be screwed. By June, they're going to be screwed. Then we have Lanasa that's coming up at the end of the summer. I think, what is it, August the 1st or something? I have to pull up my solstice wheel because, they change. But y'all know the saying, your health is your wealth. When you are healthy and balanced, and you're not angry, and you're not frustrated, and you're not irritated, you're going to manifest more. You're going to be in top optimization for manifestation. Okay? And so it's kind of strange because there's a lot of people that don't understand this concept. A lot of people, it's because it's not necessarily something maybe that they're not supposed to understand. Okay. So during this time, if you guys notice that right before the Sabbats, it's not necessarily personal people that are personal to you, but right before the Sabbats, it seems like the whole world kind of goes into like this chaotic state. Okay. You start to feel that. You start to feel like, oh my God. And you know how they call March Madness. Okay. And as we draw closer to the new moon, man, the spiritual attacks are going to be great. Okay. So the circle will protect you. I know that I've been feeling, people that have joined my circle, they ain't even contacted me. They've been feeling very, very good and just relaxed, because that's the state that you want to be in when you're manifesting. Everybody has a difference in beliefs. Especially when it comes to Christianity, they have always made things more difficult than what they have to be, with the crusades and killing folks and forcing people to conform to their beliefs. Well, those days are gone. Okay. And not speaking negatively about Christians at all, but I don't know if you guys have ever saw that documentary on Netflix called The Family, exposing the Vatican and the church, and the way that they have abused their power. Okay. I think that you should choose whatever you want as long as you don't abuse your power. Makes sense. In fact, a lot of people are so down on Wicca. I don't get it. Every Wiccan that I meet, they are just lovely individuals. Lovely individuals. So I don't know I don't I guess because it could possibly be that it's another made up system. It's witchcraft, definitely. but it's supposed to be where you don't harm anything. And this has not just been with being a Wiccan. Everybody knows that what you put out is what you get back in. That's what you get back. I don't care what nobody says. Okay. I think that whatever spiritual system you're under, okay, even the Bible says, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, or something like that. So, same principle. Okay. Um, but as far as the grounding aspect of it and the connection to the earth, or altar that we already have set up, is just gorgeous. For the circle, we've got a cherry blossom. I have a lit up cherry blossom tree. And we went out and collected some witches burrs and stuff, and I'm going to be doing projects with those for the circle. So there is a lot of work that I already put in. The only difference is that, if you join the circle, you'll be included. And it is invincibility. It's almost like you can sense the attacks that people are throwing at you, but you don't get it. Like, you just don't receive it. So it's a shield. It's, in other words. Because when you look at the chaos that some people are in, they are not manifesting in that energy. Okay. They're not. A person that is manifesting is not chaotic like that. You know what I'm saying? Up and down. No. Okay. So Spirit wanted me to come on here and let you guys know to go ahead and get joined in. Now, if you guys need cleanses, you just gonna need a cleanse. My cleanses are actually on sale until the 6th, 10% off. The circle can also help you to manifest prosperity. And it's because the seeds that we're laying down, when they blossom, just think about it. If you plant a bunch of negative seeds, okay, think about like the magical bean, okay, and you take a bean and it's tainted. It's just all this, unless you say, I want to transmute it, and transmutation and alchemy. But if you take your seeds and you plant them with good energy and good intent, thoughtfulness to others, appreciation for your life and the universe and what you have, then guess what? You are going to grow like a big, beautiful, flower bush. You're not going to, because I think that when you plant rotten seeds, when the plant or whatever it is that you're planting grows, is going to be weak. It's not going to have a strong foundation. That's just like I was telling y'all, we're not doing any black magic, except for with Santana Muerta. But that's a totally, that I can't even get into that. I can't. That's like top secret. That's like some next level stuff. It's a lot of stuff I don't talk about here. But as far as taking our power to intentionally harm others, nah. We rather use our energy and power for something better. Okay, something for us. So, but what we have been doing is a lot of healing work, work for growth, and then prosperity. Then also it's, again, if you are a witch, which sometimes means outcast, they're integrating us. They've been integrating the witches, okay, into everyday society, which they should be. They should be. They shouldn't be treated any differently just because they're a witch or they come from a family of witches. It shouldn't. That's wrong. Okay, that's called discrimination. And I've been, oh man, there's a couple of witchy vloggers where I've noticed that they've been going through things in their community, which, they feel ostracized, they feel judged. And many of them have a really good intent. Many of them just either want to help themselves or help others. They're not doing any harm to people, but they're still under attack. And then, of course, we're getting closer to the resurrection of Jesus. And while we love Christians, we love everybody. I know I do. I still don't want to deal with the hysteria, the fear mongering, and the hatred that kind of goes into Easter a lot of the times. And it breaks my heart. Okay, trust me, I'm already heartbroken and I healed myself as far as with, you know, um, what people are doing and what you notice that they're doing, and then also the supernatural possession around that time, whether or not it's good or bad. Okay, that's why the Bible says to have forgiveness for people. Because negative spirits can sometimes make you say and do negative things, you know, and and I don't think anybody's supposed to be perfect. People are supposed to make mistakes. That doesn't mean that a simple mistake should cost someone their life. So definitely need the protection. Um, in fact, I'm going to have all of my Sabbats listed. And if you guys just want to join every last one of them, you can. Because some people do their own spiritual work. Some people, just don't know anything about it. So that's why they come to me to get work done. Um, so with this one coming up, it's going to be all about for Christians, the resurrection of Jesus. And, those energies are great. And yes, of course, okay, I believe in most of the deities. I believe that they exist, absolutely. Do I believe that Jesus is my Lord and Savior? Sometimes. Sometimes I ain't even gonna lie to you. But, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? I think that all of the deities are, being of good service, especially if you do good and if you do right by them. So the main thing that it is that for some people, it will set them at limitations. They'll be at a limitation or they'll have some sort of limitation within themselves. And if you're somebody that is looking to expand or grow or do something, or meet goals and stuff, those energies are not the best. And most people don't know how to shield themselves from it. Okay. A lot of people don't. Even if they think they're protected, they're actually not protected. A witch can possibly do anything. It's possible for witches to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? It is. I ain't even gonna lie to you, and it's unfair. It's trust me, I am a witch and I have been dealing with witches my whole life. And yeah, sometimes they can do things that are crappy as hell. And so what you got to learn is not to ever let that happen again. What you got to learn is, you know what I'm saying? Because it don't seem fair. It's like, well, damn, well then, it's all about, for me, I'm so used to I'm so used to it that I just kind of just, it's just like another day. It's just like breathing. You know, you put up your protection warding. If they send you something, you send it back and you keep it moving. You don't spend forever and ever in a day throwing away time, throwing away energy, throwing away your own energy, which I believe that our energy with our connection with the universe is infinite. Okay. And so I'm noticing spiritual warfare, in particular in the witchy connection on YouTube, specifically with witches and people that are either, you know, all different kinds. And so, and we all have different beliefs, and that's okay. You know, that's just like with my opinion about money manifestation. Am I going to go and shove that down your throat? No, that's not my job. It's not my job to force my beliefs on anybody, to force somebody to do anything. No. Okay. As long as they're not affecting me, I don't care what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Is just believe in yourself, because, you know, people that don't believe in themselves are usually very codependent. You know what I'm saying? And you got to believe in self. You got to believe in your own abilities. So, um, and it's really, really bad this year. It's really, really bad this year. As far as with that is concerned, you know, people being in turmoil, um, people not being able to settle their differences, and then of course on YouTube, where it's, you know, people can typically be attracted to the drama and the trauma, but I know for a fact that my clients are not. When they come here looking for answers, assistance, which is basically, especially if you're a witch or another type of spiritual being, you know, that's what you're getting is assistance. It's not necessarily that I'm doing the work for you. Um, it's more so like an assistance type of thing. Okay. So my clients that come and watch me, they're not necessarily looking for that. So um, a lot of people want peace, they want harmony, they want balance, they want stability, they want grounding, they want healing. Okay, they want positivity in their life. Okay, this group is extremely positive. A lot of the people that have already gotten into the group, their energies are just amazing. Okay, now it doesn't mean that your energy has to be top notch, top level to get in the circle. It doesn't. Okay, in fact, you know, nobody's touching anybody. Nobody, you know, everybody has their own individual thing. I know that for me, there are some cases of clients that I won't take, but other than that, I take 99.9% of my cases when people ask me to give them spiritual assistance. Okay. And by the way, I could charge 3 to 4 times more than what I actually charge for the work that I do. Okay. Um, so everybody in my circle has been doing pretty good. Um, and definitely a lot of protection, a lot of healing energy, prosperity. People are being inspired. I know that last night I went outside just to record the rain, and a big giant orb just came out of nowhere. I didn't even realize it until I was watching it back, and then I saw it. It was actually very fast. It went so fast that you could barely see it. But then when I slowed it down, you could really see it. And I uploaded that video, by the way, if you guys missed it, because a lot of those videos, I don't know what is up with YouTube and the blacklisting. And, again, a lot of witches and a lot of people, you don't even have to be a witch, you can be a scholar. If your ideas don't jive with the status quo, then they're going to do things like not send out your notifications, blacklist your channel and stuff like that. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in control of this platform. I'm not. This isn't my website. I don't even pay anything into this website. You know what I'm saying? So this is not my own website. And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, there's still work to be done. And I still get what I need from this platform for my business. It's not about views. It's not about, any of that. It is about being in alignment with the people that, are supposed to be connected with me to get whatever they're supposed to get from me. Okay. And so, I've found that lately, like it has been so many apparitions that I've been seeing, especially the last week. It just increased. It's not a scary thing. The other night I stepped out my bathroom and my bedroom door was wide open. And you would think that I would have been able to see the illumination of the TV, but it just was very dark, like black. Like I couldn't see none. I was like, what the hell? And so I almost had to feel for the door, because I was thinking that the door was shut. It wasn't. It was wide open, but it was just that this moment of something happening, some kind of transition. So a lot of spiritual things are happening right now. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that those things are good. So you won't have all of that anger, frustration. And if you're going through some stuff, you got to work through that the way you're supposed to work through it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not in a place where you're ready for love and light, or, you're ready to, just stay and keep that positive energy going, then it probably wouldn't be the circle for you, because we're planning on getting a bunny for the spring equinox. So I practice a lot differently than other people, but it could be lots of different reasons as to why that is, as to who the spiritual person that I am. But um eventually that struggle that's inside of you, that it'll start to balance itself out, because you got to learn how to channel, channeling your energy, um not just channeling it, but controlling your own energy. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that good things are coming for a lot of people. I know it for a fact. I always say it, and it always happens because we do the work. Now, if you're seeing doom, 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 that means that it's something possibly in your spiritual beingness that possibly does need to be destroyed. Could be either a person, place, thing, situation, phantasm, bad spirit. Could be a lot of different things. But, you definitely want to be protected because that's what's getting people is the small stuff. The small stuff is being elevated and not the things that you want. You don't ever want to elevate the small things, the petty things. You don't want to elevate that. You want to elevate the good stuff. You don't want to elevate um low vibratory energy. We definitely not elevating low vibratory energy. Okay. Nah. Okay. That's just not what we do. So and being protected in the circle gives you the opportunity to connect to your north, connect to your creativity so that you can focus on that. Okay, so you can focus on starting your business because when that whole war thing is over, you're still going to be here and you're still going to have bills to pay. Unless you plan on living in your car out on the streets. Okay? So don't get lost in the sauce. For real. Okay? I know that what I do, I take it very seriously and I reap the benefits every single day because I'm in my home, I'm relaxed, I'm comfortable, and I ain't bothering nobody. Okay. And so most of the people in my circle right now, they're at home and they ain't bothering nobody and ain't nobody bothering them either. They unbothered. You have to be unbothered by a lot of this stuff too, because especially like year after year, making the same mistakes, this is only limiting you. And then it's not allowing you to necessarily tap into your spiritual power because, you're using your power for other things. And right now, the best thing for you to work on would be healing and money manifestation. Okay, why? Because your energy converts over to what? Dollars, currency. Okay, so the moves that you make need to be based in that. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, it's okay to have a social life. I don't, I'm gonna go back and listen to those readings that I put up earlier. It's okay to have a social life, but I mean, some of y'all who needs enemies with friends like who y'all got. Goodness gracious, goodness gracious. So, y'all just, I don't know, those money readings probably was like a shock. And it's not like I've never talked about this before. It's almost like people tend to forget. So I'm not sure about that. But yeah, if you want to manifest, your full potential, especially I think I was at like my 3rd year after I started my business that I began to manifest my full potential. It wasn't until I removed that generational hex. Um, and that of which, and I'm gonna probably come back later on in the witching hour and talk about how you may have to remove it yearly for 3 to 5 years. Okay, is the one thing I can tell you is that it's not necessarily something that is going to happen overnight, and so you can do better, and you can make a tremendous like leap forward when you initially remove it, but then it's also the fact that those energies can come back, the fact that people can renew the contract on you, the fact that there are people renewing contracts on you or putting contracts on you, on your energy and on your soul. Okay. And I'm not going to get into who is doing that or why, but I can tell you that it can sometimes be your own people. Sometimes, especially if they're codependent. But in the between time, in the meantime, in between time, you want to make sure that you are planning your moves very strategically and what you're doing in between that time. Okay. And sometimes the energies within you are not near about close to what you need them to be to manifest anything. Or either you'll stay in a certain place. And my guides have been throwing that at me for a long time now. That particular concept. So, we keeping it real witchy and, keeping it real tight like Fort Knox. So make sure y'all join the circle. You can either do that on Etsy or you can cash at me and then you'll be in the circle. If you cash at me, just make sure that you send me your full name, you email it to me and put in the title of the email spring equinox information. Okay, I need to put up a little thing on the community tab for that too, because I got a feeling some people are going to forget. But if you're going to join the circle, I would prefer for you guys to send me an email to a text because that way I can just go pull it up. Whenever I need to gather everybody's names and whenever I'm doing SBITs or work for the circle, I'll have everybody written down. And I don't miss nobody, so you don't have to worry about that. We don't miss nobody. So just make sure that you send me your first and last name. I don't even really need your date of birth. Spirit knows who you are. So Spirit doesn't necessarily need your date of birth to know who you are. Just to let you guys know, they're not going to get you confused with somebody else. Let's put it like that. Okay. So that's one breath of fresh air that y'all can take. Okay. Yeah. Because I know that I'm a little OCD when it comes to my spells and stuff, but it's I don't necessarily need that. Just first and last name. And and then I'll get you included. And so by the spring equinox, you should be ready to go. You should be up and running. You should have your plan, your path planned out ahead of you. And everybody doesn't plan. They don't. I know in 2014, I had a 5-year plan where I was planning ahead. And I think that is important. Okay. Yeah, I do believe that you have to take life as it comes at you sometimes. But I also feel like thinking ahead, looking ahead, planning ahead is very important. And at the end of that 5 years, I had, basically, manifested what I wanted. May not have been perfectly or, but it, because there's other things that I have planned and goals and stuff. But those are things that I planned for 10 years ahead. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that it gives you stability and some kind of foundation. So, anyway, y'all can join either on Etsy or either by Cashapp, and you will definitely get that invincibility because a lot of you guys are going to need it. Some of y'all gonna have people that you've known your whole life. They're gonna turn their back on you, and it may hurt you. So sometimes that's how spirit works. And they turn their back right. Coincidentally, they turn their back right as you're going through the portal. They turn their back on you right as you're going through the portal. Hey, Shy Alpha, hello. So, you know, and see, that can take you back, and your spirit guides are saying, no, move forward. But then sometimes people get caught up and they need guidance. And I'm loving that. I'm loving that invincibility cloak that I have everybody in, because I think it's important, because it's God, you know, haven't we been through enough? How much more must we go through? Okay. Okay. Shy Alpha, did you get in the circle? I don't have any men in the circle, but men are welcome to join too. Okay. So it's $46.66. I don't, it's so bizarre. I don't, you know, trust me, those are very powerful numbers, all four of them. That's why that number was chosen. And our next ritual is probably going to be $66.66. So, you know, those numbers, that's just like if you use the numbers 8888, you know, that's infinity also. But, you know, we use 4666 for a reason, not because we worship Satan. Yeah, it's bizarre how some people take stuff, and it's like a, you know, what do you want to call it? It's like a trigger. It's weird. So, but this, you know, like I said, I'm supposed to trigger you. I'm supposed to make you think. I'm supposed to make you, you know, get those wheels turning. You know, I'm supposed to do that. So, um, very powerful money manifestation number also, for those of you that want to manifest money. And it may not necessarily put $1 million in your pocket, but it may inspire you to do some things, you know, or some things positive for yourself. It's definitely going to connect you with your spirit guides too. Um, Whether or not you believe in that, or you feel like it should be free, you feel it, nah, it's not going to be free. Ain't nothing in this world free. Nothing. I mean, you may be able to go outside and dirt is free, but that ain't even free. Because you go out there and take something from nature, nature gonna want you to give something back to it. Okay. All right, guys. It's after 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got to get up and get prepared for this lemon ritual that I'm doing for the circle. So make sure that y'all get in, um, especially before the new moon, which is on the 11th. I have a new moon coming up on the 11th. Okay. All right, y'all. All of my links and stuff, information, contact information is below in the video description box. Oh, by the way, um, I am an authentic high priestess, meaning that the work that I offer is the work that I do. Like, like I'm not doing any racketeering over here or anything. And I noticed that that's the name of that thing. Something, I guess, I don't know. I don't. No, we do authentic work over here. Okay, authentic spells, authentic rituals, authentic potions. We do actual witchcraft. That's what we do. It's not, you know, yeah. So it's authentic. Okay, we, you know, the if you come to me, you can expect to get candles lit for you, rituals done for you, offerings made for you, certain meditation work, Reiki work, healing work, energy work. That's what we do. Okay. And most of the services that I offer, like I think the last time I had an in-person client, local here in Georgia, was, God, last summer. Most of my clients that I work with are all over the United States, all over the globe. So everything is done by phone. I can do an exorcism on you by phone. So, okay, guys, I'll see y'all later. Love and light.